Hi, good afternoon. Welcome and thank you for joining us. We appreciate you being here today. I'm going to start off with a couple of slides. I have something very important that I need to talk to everybody about. And if I can get Ryan to pull the slides up for me, you'll see I have a new granddaughter. So this is my big news for the week. This is my son and his wife and their first child. So Lena Harris, we have a new Harris in the world. She was born on Monday, and we're trying our best to get up there as fast as possible to visit. So just wanted to share that because that's the most important thing I have going on, and I wanted you all to know about that. But anyway, it's been a really exciting week for me, also in public health as well, and I would like to talk to you about several things that are going on there. You may know that the State Committee for Public Health is the functioning part of the State Board of Health, and that's who oversees the Alabama Department of Public Health. That's my boss, and that's who I work for. And the State Committee changes leadership periodically. Every 1 to 2 years they have new leadership. And so as of this past meeting, we have a new board of the State Committee, a new board chair of the State Committee for Public Health. And that's going to be Dr. Gary Leung, who's a radiologist from the Opelika, Auburn area. Dr. Leung actually served as the vice chair for the past couple of years and is now going to be the new chairman. So I'm very excited to be working with him. He has a great appreciation for what we do. His wife's also a physician. They are both seeing patients on a regular basis and certainly understand at least that part of health care in our state. So it's a very exciting time to have this transition, and I know it's going to be a good partnership. In addition to Dr. Leung, we have a new vice chair. The new vice chair is Dr. Greg Ayers, who's a palliative care physician and hospice physician in Jefferson County. Some of you may know him through his work with the Palliative Care Council that we have here that meets here at ADPH. But he's been on the state committee for a couple of years as well and is relatively new to public health, but does a tremendous job, and I'm really looking forward to working with both of them. This leadership's real positive thing. The previous chairman, Dr. Meggs, was also terrific. He was the first chair that I worked with, and he's moved on to, I guess, bigger and better things, and we're going to miss him. But I know our new chairman and new vice chair will be great to work with as well. I've had the opportunity in the past month to do some visits to some local health departments. I've most recently been down to Baldwin County and over to Lee County and spent some time with the staff there, just sort of getting to know them and sort of learning about their programs and what they do and what the needs of their particular communities are. This is really one of my favorite parts of the job, is just seeing what people are doing at the local level. And my goal is to try to get everywhere in the next year or so. I'm not sure that I'm going to quite make it, but we have health department facilities, as you know, in about 64 counties. Some counties have more than one, and so I'm really going to try my best to get to all of them as soon as possible. May not make it in a year, but I'm certainly going to try, and so I hope that I can come see some of you very soon. This is really a lot of fun for all of us. Sometimes the other central office staff can get out with me to go, and we really enjoy doing that because we appreciate so much what people are doing in our county health departments, really impacting the lives of people every single day. So hopefully I can see you all soon if I haven't made it to your county yet. I had the chance to go to Mobile recently, about 3 weeks ago, to meet with Dr. Eichel and his staff at the Mobile County Health Department. They have a long-standing public health issue there related to a chemical spill in the 8 Mile community in Mobile County. And you may be familiar with this story, but there is a chemical called mercaptan, which is what's used to put odor into natural gas so that natural gas can be detected. You know what natural gas smells like? It smells like rotten eggs. And so this is because of this chemical that they put into natural gas so that you can detect a leak when it happens. Well, this chemical accidentally spilled within this community. It saturated the groundwater there, and so you have a community there that just has this horrible rotten egg smell that's gone on for years, literally for years. And so it's been a tremendous problem for the folks who live there. The public health response has been ongoing for a long time, as well as the utilities and ADM and the EPA and other environmental groups. And so it's been a tremendous problem. And I was able to go down with Mike McCready, our governmental affairs person, really just to learn about the issue. We weren't really involved so much as just sort of bystanders to sort of see what they're working on and see what their response has been. And I have to tell you, Mobile County has done a wonderful job in trying to deal with this. It's a really difficult problem. It's hard to know how long the problem's going to be going on for, but they've really reached out to the community, tried to assess the health consequences of this, and tried to deal with the public by educating them and meeting with them and trying to allay their concerns. And so I really appreciate that opportunity to learn about that issue, and we hope to go back more as they continue to have meetings that involve the public and other government groups as well. We have continued to have efforts directed at Lowndes County. Sherry Bradley's here in the audience with us here today. She's really done a tremendous job. Sherry, thank you very much for all you're doing there. We met just last week as part of a health fair that was held in Hayneville with several of our political leaders. Congresswoman Terry Sewell was there, and our new U.S. Senator Doug Jones was there, as well as many other people. And the goal of that was to talk about not only the sanitation issue, which has been a concern of public health, but also many other issues as well, and trying to educate local people just on public health and on personal health. And so there were health screenings that were made available there. We were able to give out a lot of educational material there. But that continues to be a challenge for us. Just today I've done another national media interview about sanitation issues in Lowndes County, and so that continues to be on the radar of people nationally and even overseas. And so we want to continue to do our best to try to educate the folks who live there and to try to bring them any relief that we can. And we know that that's a problem that they've struggled with for quite a long time. One new thing that started in the past few weeks is that we were asked by the governor's office to work with the Medicaid commissioner in trying to develop some strategies for addressing rural health concerns. And so Commissioner Azar from Medicaid and I are beginning a series of meetings, actually starting tomorrow, with several stakeholders around the state who have interest in rural health care. And a lot of these are hospitals, but also clinics and practitioners and other private citizens. And we want to hear from them to try to find out what their concerns are, what their needs are, and try to come up with some way of developing strategies that we can use to provide better health care for people in rural communities. You may know that hospitals are really the lifeblood of rural communities, and in a lot of counties, the hospital is the single largest employer. If you have a hospital that goes out of business, which has happened about 3 times in rural communities this year in Alabama, then those communities have a hard time attracting business. They have a hard time keeping their schools open. Residents just choose to move elsewhere when they don't feel that they can get good health care. So this has been identified as a tremendous concern throughout the country, but especially in Alabama. So we're beginning to meet with people who work in these hospitals, with their administrative staff, and with other groups that I mentioned to you. And we hope to have some ideas that we can take back to the governor that she can hopefully implement either through legislation or through other means. And so that's going to be a big focus for us over the next few months. Speaking of Medicaid, we're all concerned about the pivot plan. We don't know what the pivot plan is exactly, but we know that Medicaid has a strategy for how they're going to have their recipients taken care of. It's going to be a type of managed care approach. They're going to be working with essentially the health homes or pivot organizations in each area. We're not quite sure what our role is. We certainly hope to know more in the next few weeks. Originally, Medicaid had said that those details would be available on July 1st, so we're still hoping to have those available, and we'll share that with you as soon as we know what it is. Obviously, that's a concern to us because we take care of a lot of Medicaid patients. The Medicaid population is somebody that we care very much about. We have a lot of experience caring for them, and so we're waiting these details just like everybody else is as well. Finally, I wanted to remind you that Men's Health Week is next week, June 11th through 15th. That's exciting not only because I'm a man, but also because we've approved casual dress for everyone throughout the week, for men and women throughout the week, as long as you wear blue. So blue's the cover for Men's Health Week, I just learned today. So if you're going to wear blue next week, then casual dress will be approved, and so I hope you have a really enjoyable casual week. It's also the week of my birthday, so that's kind of exciting as well. The last thing I wanted to share with you today is I get asked a lot, how's the new job going, and do you like it, and what do you like most about it? And I just want to say I do like my job a lot, and my answer is always the same. What I like the most about this job is working with the people who work here. Public health just has tremendous people every day I see how hard they work and how dedicated they are to serving our state and our clients. And it's nice to get up and go to work with people who just, it seems to me, are just trying to do the right thing and take care of people in our community. So thank you so much for all you're doing. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate the opportunity to be part of it. And I'm really glad to be here. So those are all the prepared remarks I had today. I'll be happy to answer any questions if we have any. Oh, I'm sorry, but I can't.
Elections that Mary mentioned.
Oh, yeah, thank you for that. Okay, I had a question about elections. I'd forgotten to add this to my list. We did have elections, as you know, on Tuesday. That was primary day, and so there's been some turnover in certain parts of the state. We, of course, do our best to not be too active politically, and I think it's probably a good time to mention the fact that as public servants, we don't really want to be partisan in our political views, certainly in the workplace for sure. We always encourage people to be politically engaged and involved and knowledgeable, and you should continue to do that. But in the workplace, it's really vital to our mission that we don't get seen as partisan, even when we may think there are really good people who win or bad people who lose, or so on, or vice versa. So I was asked to mention that, and I do think it's very important. That the most important thing we can do to maintain our mission is to have people see us as objective, as being caring people who aren't involved in the partisan process. So thank you for asking that. All right. Any other questions? Okay. Well, thank you very much. Please let us know if there's anything we can do for you, and thanks for joining us today.